sandwich between the David Bowers Awards and Armin's show. I mean, you can't help but have an audience built right in for you.
Yeah, it's dynamite afternoon, and I'm I don't know if Armin's a radio pro, but he's definitely a pro.
He's a music man. He's a music man and he's a legend there in Rochester in upstate New York. And I hate to say this, but we have plumb run the clock down on the show, and we're going to have to be moving on. Steve, it was wonderful having you sit in and chat with us. And sometime when you're really up for some personal punishment, give us a call and we'll sit in with you on your show.
As soon as I figure out how to do that, absolutely.
There you go. Say hello to all our friends there at Rochester Free Radio. And again, for the listeners, rochesterfreeradio.com online. You better get going because you got a show coming up right after we get through here. Thank you so much, Steve.
Yeah, took a time where thanks you guys. I love following you.
Take care of yourself. We love having you there. We love having you there. Steve Litvak, ladies and gentlemen, with the Tombstone Hands. And here they are with an original of his called Lipstick Killer's Theme. And there you have it, Lipstick Killer's Theme by the Tombstone Hands and Steve Litvak. Thank you so much for joining us, Steve. Now, I hope you can manage to recover in time to do your show. For those of you listening to us in Rochester, New York, on WRFZ FM 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, Steve follows the David Bowers Awards. And following us right here and now is a band from merry old England. They call themselves the last of the Misfit Heroes. We're going to find out what that's all about right after we listen to Pulling Punches. Oi! Pulling Punches.
Oi.
They call themselves the last of the Misfit Heroes. And here's the man himself. This seems to be Steve Day. We have another Steve now from England. This is Steve Catt. Hello, Steve.
Hi, David. How are you doing? You okay?
Doing well, thank you. We had a little bit of a technical problem there, which I guess we've magically made go away. John's good at that. He's got a magic wand, and every now and then he figures out how to make it work. And this time he did.
Good stuff.
It's so good to have you here with us. Tell us a little bit about the last of the Misfit Heroes.
Yeah, well, we're a three-piece band from South London in England, and we've only been going a couple of years, but obviously we haven't been doing much in the last year with lockdown and everything else. But we're basically a hard rock band with a bit of influence of punk in there and a bit of ska in places, and it's quite a lively, upbeat stuff we do. So
it is.
We just
it is.
Yeah,
it is that.
Released that. Oh yeah, sorry. As I was saying, we just released our debut album last weekend, Hope for the Hopeless. So that's out at the moment. So yeah, that's all exciting stuff.
Well, we wanted to be sure and give you a chance to get that in there. And in a bit, I give you a chance to tell the folks how to find you, find your music, and also buy the album. But, that had to be a little bit of a hiccup for you. You just get started 2 years in, getting ready to start your third year, and all of a sudden the whole world comes crashing down and stops. That's probably a little bit more than frustrating.
It has been, but we've been quite lucky, really. we managed to sort of record the album just before lockdown kicked in properly, and we've been working on videos and doing as much online stuff as we can. So that's been quite positive. But yeah, it has been frustrating having to cancel gigs and not being able to get out there and sort of play the songs. It has been, pretty frustrating. But hopefully, it looks like things are starting to open up a bit later in the year. So hopefully, we'll be back out there.
Yeah, that's one of the recurring themes that we're hearing from artists over the last year. It's really given them incentive to check their their creativity and see what they can come up with, both in the way of new music. Obviously, a lot of artists are taking the time to explore their writing interest and get deeper into it than they can when you're playing gigs every other night, you're on the road, you're doing this, you're rehearsing. And this way, at least you've had the time to kick back and say, okay, I've got nothing on my plate. I can sit here, zone out, and get into my writer's mode and see what, see what comes out of my brain. And it gives you a chance to explore your creativity, which is a good thing. So I salute you for that. And I congratulate you on your new album, Hope for the Hopeless, and that came out, the last weekend of March of this year, right?
That's right, yeah. Last weekend it came out. It's available on all the sort of streaming platforms and all the download places, that sort of thing. So at the moment it's all, just sort of online. So we're hoping to get sort of physical copies out at some point in the near future.
Well, we definitely wish you the best with that, because I know that when you're not making appearances, that's about all you got going for is being able to sell tunes and merch, and we want you to be able to do that. Tell us about the guys in the band.
Like I say, we're a three-piece, so that's myself, I'm the lead vocalist and the guitarist, and then on the bass is my good mate, Ange Jackman. I've known him since school, so since we were 5 years old, so it's been a while. And then on drums is my cousin Chris. So, between the three of us, it's, quite a nice little band to play in, really. So it's quite straightforward, just sort of nice sort of rocking out tunes, and very easy to enjoy it, really.
What's your background in music, Steve?
I've played in bands for years now, sort of going back to the late 90s in London when we sort of had Britpop and things like that. So I sort of played in bands then, and I sort of took quite a few years off after that, and sort of recently, I sort of picked the guitar up again and started writing and just getting back into music. And it's been a really good sort of release for the last few years, just to get all these ideas out and be able to sort of do something with all these ideas. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, really. Sort of mainly playing the pub circuits and sort of the clubs of London over the years. So it's good to sort of get back into that now.
We've been fortunate to have a beautiful following from over on your side of the pond over there. We've had a friend over there at Zycotica Radio, and also another group from your part of the world has been with us since for several years. I don't know as they were here when we began the show, but they joined us one time after that, and they've been coming back with us. Wild Horse, and we've been very happy to have them here and to be able to follow them along in their career as they grow. And that's one of the things we like about working with the indie artists, the unsigned, the emerging artists, is being able to get to know you guys during the early parts of your career and following you as you grow, mature, spread your wings, and it's really a kick to to see the success you guys have and say, I knew these guys when. John Bon Jovial, I knew him when I was in radio in Tampa long ago in a galaxy far away. It was like about, 30, 40 years ago?
Yes.
I know you just aching to jump in here.
Well, first of all, Steve, welcome. It is great to have you here. And I got to tell you, and Dave will tell you that I always kind of have these alternate visions of ideas that people have regarding the names of their band and the music that they do. And as I'm listening to Pulling Punches and contemplating the name The Last of the Misfit Heroes, this vision came to me of these